Hey there, how's it going? What's up, everybody? Irish Orangutan is back to pass along what you need to know to get better at Madden and grow your MUT team. Enjoy the show. Today we are going to be looking at the Color Smash promo and some of the things that have came along with it. This is a little bit late going with this, but you do need to finish up your house rules tonight, and you can go out and get one of these 97 overall players. They could definitely help out your team. You'll get a choice of three. We'll be getting into that a little bit later. To get things kicked off, we'll be looking at some of these 97 overalls, and I do have the house rules pack that we can open here in a little bit. But to get things kicked off with the first player, we have Aqib Talib. He is very, very slow, but very talented. You really need him on a theme team to make him viable, but is a stud of the league, so definitely understand if you're a fan and want to add him, but on most rosters, he will be a tough fit. Next up here, we have Bradley Chubb. Actually has pretty solid speed and size. Finesse move and block shed, excuse me, are both up high enough that you will be able to power those up and get those close to, if not up to a 99. And with his size, speed, and strength, this is actually a pretty solid get. So if you don't have a right end yet, which there are quite a few out, that you could have grabbed, Myles Garrett, I think, is the best out there at this time. I do like a couple of these Redskins with the chems that they do get, but definitely a good fit for those Broncos fans, and a very inexpensive good fit that can probably play out the rest of the year. And next up, we have a 90 speed linebacker in Miles Jack. Definitely not someone you want blitzing, so definitely a fit in those 4-3 schemes. This is definitely someone that you can just kind of let roam and he will play very well for you. His play rec is high, and we can go check out his zone. Oops, excuse me. Try to drop down through a couple players, but with McPhee down here, I am sure that you do not need to see what he is at. But 90 zone and 84 man are very, very solid, so I definitely go out and get him. He can play like a safety. He's a safety from a while back, but can play much, much better in the box. So he can fit into any 4-3 scheme. Or if you like to blitz one linebacker out of your 3-4, he can fit in very well there, opposite of Lawrence Taylor or Jadeveon Clowney also. And probably the man that got most people excited and is the best, even including the Master card, I would say Derwin James. He is 6'3", is a little bit slower. You would like to see his speed up in the 94, 95 range. 96 even a little bit better for those people that don't want to power him up. Also, his tackling is one-off secure tackler, so the power up that will inevitably be coming out will be very, very expensive. So you might have to wait a few weeks to get secure tackler on him unless you're willing to go out and pay 50, 70,000 coins. I don't think he's going to be up near what Lamar Jackson was, but I think a lot of people will want his power up. And last but not least, we have JJ Watt. The one knock on him is he's not going to be able to run down some of those tremendous athletes that a lot of people have at quarterback now. So you probably want to put him on the inside or in a 3-4 to stop the run, but it's going to be very difficult to have him in a lot of passing situations unless he is a nose tackle or a tackle that you can really depend on to just kind of clog things up and maybe just stick his hands up and potentially get that interception because he is very talented at that. But as you can see on the other side, Julius Peppers is just insanely faster compared to JJ Watt. I know this is an honor card to him, so he kind of gets a blend of his best stats from each year. So if you want a power move guy that can play in the middle in a 3-4, he'd be a good fit, but that's difficult for a 500,000 card to have to scheme that tricky around him. So just keep that in mind because 500,000 cards are going by the wayside anymore. And the next thing that we have up and a way of kind of collecting some of those draft pick items is going in and playing through the 20 solos that did come out. As you did notice going through those players, and you probably have heard through the grapevine, if you have not checked these out, they are all defensive players, so obviously the offense will be coming. They did, I think, explicitly say that on stream as well. Um, but once you get to the end, you actually get an egg, which act much like gifts. So this is kind of an introduction to them. We'll be going through eggs a little bit more in depth when we are going through things you can purchase from the store a little bit later. But this is a way to go in and get one if you are not high on picks at this point. I have tried to go out and purchase a few players with picks and have not had the best luck in the store, but that is always something to keep in mind. And for those who do spend money, I am no money spent, so I'm not going to be going in and grabbing any of these, but you can go in and purchase some of these and get yourself a little bit further ahead. There's this Color Smash. I've not opened one of these yet. You can get one of these with coins. I'm sure this is going to be a huge loss, but might as well try and hope for the best. Small one, sadly. At least we got my elite. Solid 88. That was probably the one guaranteed, and the rest of these are going to be gold. So to be honest, that was a huge loss. So that is a little bit disappointing, but understanding, and I guess it got a daily done. But getting into the things that are the most exciting, these eggs. As you can see, the tier 4 costs 34,000. Don't know why that skips over 2 when I click over to the right, but it does. And they go down from there, and you can go out and get one of those randoms for 8,900 and try to get one of the tier 4s just from this and not spend really as much. Of course, we get a tier 1 here. We can try. We'll try one more unless we get at least a 2. I have gotten one tier 2 prior to this. But yeah, the odds are really low, obviously, of getting something great. Tier 2, so that's not a loss, or at least even at that point. So, oh no, not really. Actually, that is a loss as well, but might as well go for 3 and lose out on a little bit more of the picks that we have acquired, and that's a 1 as well. So we will see what those are on the 21st. Yeah, excited to see what hatches on those days and what tremendous players we do get. In the past, there were the gifts that opened, so it'll be much like that. We'll be getting players, picks, other things that you can use at that point. Also, you can go in and get a random 97. They don't have the nats anymore. They've kind of taken away the things that you can use alternate currency for to actually get value back. So the only times that I really use picks are on stream when I'm trying to get lucky and have not as of yet. So I would just advise holding them until something a little bit better comes. If you really are in need of getting coins acquired, then potentially do that, but I would just hold on to them for now and just wait, and they're going to be there during the draft time, and that's going to be the most important time for you. And they do have those sets, as you can see, the defense, and another dead giveaway that there's going to be the offense is there's going to be another player that needs to be added in to get that next player, and that comes out on the 16th. Excuse me for not knowing exactly what day it is today. Thankfully didn't have to write any checks to anybody. That is 6 days away from today, so that is a little while off. But you will be able to go in and trade in 299s. Trade in both Color Smash Masters to earn your pick of a tie-dye master version that quick sells for 75,000 coins and your choice of a nat version Color Smash Master. So that's still up in there exactly what that is. I did look at that once, and I just thought you had to trade in both of them and get an even better player back, but it seems like it might be an even more buff version of that, so you might be able to get a JJ Watt that's even quicker than that, and that would make him a much more viable player off that edge. Something I did want to point out with those eggs, they do not have any hints like they had on the Christmas gifts, so that's just something to take into consideration as well. But going through those 97s earlier, those would all go into this set, and then you would get the JJ back. and get those other 4 back nat. As you can see, there were a lot of JJs up. There has been some pretty good value in just accumulating these 97s and then selling off the 99 JJ if you so desire, because these 4 players can really help a defense out a lot, especially if you haven't been playing for that long. So if you get them all put together for around 800,000 coins and then are able to get those 4 players back and then sell JJ for 500,000 minus tax, so closer to 450,000, that's a pretty good add of those 497s. Other people have talked about that as well. That's not anything new with these sets, but it is just something to be reminded of. As you can see in these sets, some of these have colors, so like any green, any yellow would then mash up, and then I guess they don't have exactly what color that is. And I apologize, I am not tremendous and I do not have a color wheel in front of me. And some of these I don't think mix well at all. So it's just those colors mixed together. And then as you can see on this, there'll be, don't know if there'll be 3 different colors there. Um, just a different blend of players for each of them. So just keep that in mind when you are picking some of those up. Again, the Aqib Talib, I believe, is the weakest card, so the 3 players that go into him will have a little bit less value than the others. So just another thing of note. So I had briefly touched on house rules before. We do have this reward pack. It is very simple, and I actually think it's pretty fantastic what they have right now. You can go in and draft your team and can go in and play with that team, and it doesn't cost anything at all. So if this is your first day playing Madden Ultimate Team, if you can go in and win 10 games, you can get a 97 overall player to start with your team. So I think that's kind of incredible. It is late to be starting, but I understand, and I definitely appreciate those who are just picking up the game now. It really is going to be a good kickoff and will help you with your team next year. So let's see who we can get from this pack. Again, you can get one of 3 of the 4, excuse me. So hopefully Talib is not in this pack. We can just pick from the 3 good ones. And we can. I do have quite a few strong safeties, to be perfectly honest. I think Derwin would get another card. I'm kind of disappointed this isn't like a 98, 99 overall card, and maybe he would be the master at some point because he had a tremendous year, and I'm really disappointed they haven't given him a card before that. Um, I do have Roquan Smith, and he's who I would compare to Miles Jack. But just with his height, I want to have him probably as like a kickoff returner, and then have him and Kraus come in. Um, yeah, I'm definitely going to get him. I really liked playing with him earlier in the year as well. Excuse me. Also, really appreciate the director and Trumpet Monkey, so it is fun to get a Raider and a Charger on your team whenever you can as well, because it is fun to hear them geek out on Saturday mornings about them. But with that, I think that concludes what we have today. Definitely get into the Color Smash and get some of those uh, solos done. That would definitely help you out if you're just kind of getting started. Otherwise, if you're halfway invested, you can go in and play, or if you're not halfway invested, play those MUT drafts and pick up your team. So, wish you all the best doing that, and take care. Thank you for checking into the Irish Orangutan channel. Keep coming back to get better at Madden and grow your MUT team. There will be at least 5 videos up a week, so make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button to see them all. Come by Twitch to engage and hit me up on Twitter at Irish Orangutan. Take care and much love, everybody.